So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. I was thinking we'd do a Buzz Lightyear spin-off movie. Oh, boy. What? Okay, so check it out, sir. We're gonna start the movie with some text saying that in 1995, a kid named Andy saw a movie, and that made him want a Buzz Lightyear toy, and this is that movie. So this movie is a movie in another movie's universe? That's right. So the Toy Story universe has a screenwriter guy and a producer guy of their own, and they made money off this movie, and now so will I. I guess so. Oh my God, my man, you're making money for versions of us that don't even exist. That's right, sir. I love you. Thank you, sir. I'm in love with you.
Oh my God.
Hey, can we have Buzz Lightyear watch a movie in this movie and then make that movie someday? We can do whatever we want, sir, as long as it's derivative of intellectual property with a proven track record of financial success. Of course, of course. So tell me about this thing. I guess since it's a 90s action movie that Andy saw, there's gonna be a bunch of over-the-top action and cheese, huh? Aha, no, not at all. Oh, yeah, actually kind of grounded and serious. Yeah. Buzz was like an over-the-top parody of action hero and sci-fi archetypes. Yeah, exactly, so none of that. And now that I think of it, most of the fun came from that conflicting with the realization that he's a toy. Right, so now he's a fairly serious human character. So you took out the fun parts. Yeah, get those out of here. Okay, well at least we'll have Tim Allen's iconic voice. No, get that out of here too. So this is pretty much a different character, but wrapped in Buzz Lightyear branding. Yeah. Wow, well I can't wait for him to go on a bunch of space adventures on a bunch of different planets. Oh, I bet, sir. This is gonna take place on one planet though. But what about to infinity and beyond? Oh yeah, they're gonna say that a lot, but then the whole plot of the movie's about them being stuck on this one boring planet. Okay. So all right, so how does this play out? Right, so Buzz and his best friend Alicia are leading this like space exploration thing, right? And they got a bunch of people in cryo sleep on their vessel. Okay. And so they land this big old vessel with everybody on board on this planet to see if it's livable or not. They just go ahead and land the entire vessel with everybody on it. Why wouldn't they send like a scout ship or something? Yeah. So the movie can happen, but then it turns out this planet is hostile, and then Buzz accidentally crashes the ship, so they're stuck there. Oh no. So then a whole year passes and they've set up this colony there and they're trying to recreate this hyperspace fuel that they need to get off the planet. Okay. And so Buzz volunteers to test the hyperspace fuel, but while he's up in space, it turns out it's like an interstellar situation. Oh, getting stuck in a bookcase with Matthew McConaughey is tight. Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. See, there's actually time dilation, so he's up in space for 4 minutes, but 4 years have passed on the planet. Oh, geez. So obviously Buzz is a little freaked out and he's given this therapy robot cat called Socks, who's just the cutest little merchandising opportunity. Oh man, we're gonna sell a bunch of toys thanks to this movie about a fictional movie that made a fictional kid want to buy some fictional toys that we then sold a bunch of in the real world. Did I get that? Did I get that right? Yeah, I think so, sir. The point is, Socks the cat toys will be sold in the real world for real money. Okay, money. So then Buzz keeps on testing this fuel because all he cares about is the mission and fixing his mistake. But 4 years pass every time he tests it. Exactly, and so meanwhile, his friend Alicia is growing old and starting a family in a way that'll fuel Twitter arguments for several days. And eventually Buzz comes back from the trip and Alicia has died. Oh yeah, that happens to people after an extended period of time. So Buzz is very sad, but also he learns that Socks the cat has developed some hyperspace fuel that probably works. Oh, well, fantastic. Yeah, except there's a new guy in charge of the colony now. Oh. And he's decided that these missions are over and they're all just gonna kind of live on this planet now. I guess that makes sense if they're all settled and they have families there and stuff. Yeah, so they try to take Socks the cat away from Buzz. Feels like he'd need that thing more than ever. Yeah, well, they don't want him to have it anymore. So why didn't they take it during the many years he was gone? Unclear. So then Buzz escapes with Socks and they head towards the spaceships to try out the new fuel. Well, it's gonna be hard for them to just take a ship with everybody after them. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, it turns out nobody really goes to guard the spaceships, even though that's obviously where he's heading. Oh, well, great. And then they successfully fly at hyperspeed. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, except now they get back and 22 years have passed and the planet's been invaded by these robots and a bad guy named Zurg. He's from the original movies. He sure is, sir. Amazing. So what's Buzz gonna do? Well, he's gonna meet Alicia's granddaughter and these 2 other new recruits that aren't very good, and he's gonna have to learn to work with them. Okay. So then the next little chunk of the movie is gonna be them making mistakes and then fixing those mistakes. Good way to fill up some runtime, sure. So what does Zurg want exactly? Oh, well, we're gonna have this big twist where it turns out that Zurg is actually an older Buzz from the future.
Didn't we establish in Toy Story 2 that Zurg is Buzz's father?
Hey, shut up. And so it turns out that this Buzz traveled far into the future and then came back, but ran out of fuel right now, so he needs more fuel from this Buzz to keep going back and stop the original mistake that led to this whole thing.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, because see, he's obsessed with completing the mission, but now if he does, he's gonna wipe out all the new families that sprang from that mistake.
Oh yeah, no, that's not good.
And our Buzz was obsessed with completing the mission too, but now he sees that maybe the real mission was the friends he made along the way.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, sorry, I don't know what that was.
All right.
So why did this older Buzz go by the name Zurg?
Well, he tried to program all the robots to say Buzz, but the closest they got was Zurg, so he went with that.
My God.
Ooh, big stretch, buddy.
Oh, is there a dog in here?
No.
Oh, okay, so then our Buzz decides to destroy the fuel and sacrifice his mission to save the colony.
Nice. So what do you think?
Well, you know, I kind of think if Andy had seen this movie in 1995, he would have wanted a Socks the Cat toy instead of a Buzz Lightyear toy. Yeah, that's a good point. He is the best character in this thing, but other than that, what do you think?
I mean, we're cashing in on a popular 1990s movie. I feel like that's a sure way to dominate the box office.
Amazing.
Unless, you know, another franchise happens to be doing that exact same thing at the exact same time.
This was a weird one. Not because there was anything necessarily wrong with the movie. I think the idea of the movie is a little bit strange because of how they went about it, and trying to have it make sense to what we know from Toy Story, and then there's little changes they made here and there. But me and my wife, we watched it with the kids, mostly just me and her. But we watched it and we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed it. I think more than anything, I enjoyed just those tense moments. There's a lot of tension in this movie and like just like thrilling moments when it comes to the action. I thought they did fantastic in this movie. Like it was delivered and executed expertly. There's other things you can kind of nitpick at, but I felt like how they went about the action and just some of those really dire moments was really, really good. Like I was on the edge of my seat with a lot of those moments. So that I really enjoyed. Yeah, there's little changes like with Zurg that they make that even when older Buzz talks about why they call him Zurg, I was just kind of like, whatever, I'm already in this. Let's just keep going. Let's keep moving. I don't need an explanation for every single thing. It didn't really bother me all that much because this is a movie based on the character, or at least based on what the toy is based off of. Right? So that's really what it was for me. I didn't care all that much. I could see them doing this for other characters in Toy Story, or just like in different ways, which I think will actually be pretty cool. I'd be all up for it. But this movie didn't really have much of a message. Like it was really bland and basic in how it told its story and how Buzz comes to the realization of, you know, family's important, friends are important. That was really basic and just cliched for me, but everything around it, especially just the visual aspect of this movie, is what did it for me. So I enjoyed it, really enjoyed the movie. But Ryan does bring up a number of things here, mainly with Zurg. The explanation there, wasn't he his father? No, he's a clone, or an older, not clone. He's an older version of him from the future. They try to explain that. It was okay, but I think what he brings up are some good, valid questions, but it didn't really mess up the movie for me in any way. I think that this movie did make the mistake of coming out when it did, and doing what it was kind of doing here, because this is a movie that really should be appealing to those of us that grew up, or at least were, you know, of age when Toy Story first came out. And it, to a degree it was, but it's also a kid's movie. So there's that aspect too, because it's Pixar, so it is somewhat of a kid's movie. It didn't have as many adult themes within the story that I thought it would. But it was still great. I still enjoyed it. I'll probably watch it again. It was fun. What are your thoughts on Pixar's Lightyear? And also give me your thoughts on the pitch meeting here as well. I was waiting to see if Honest Trailers was going to do a video on this movie to do a versus, but they haven't. So we got it by itself. But I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys had fun with it too. We got to laugh together, smile together, you know, enjoy this together. I appreciate that. So if you're a member, subscriber, or watcher, I appreciate you. It's awesome that you support the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is free of charge. Doesn't cost you a penny. Helps out the channel in a big, big way. Other than that, I will see you guys as always in the next video, and have a good rest of your day. Take care.